question is, how do you stop a tower push with a Warden? The mercenaries will obviously help. Creep camp is already a little bit disrupted. And 1-0 gets the Shadow Priest.
I don't understand why he allows this. Obviously, 1-0 is going to be aggressive against it. The Night Elf with a proper build can secure the Shadow Priest for himself. He can also try to take it out with a Shadow Strike. And that's some additional experience gained early on. But only if it goes down, which it may not in the end. Big last hit right here. DK's on the way. Last hit denied with the Ancient of War. Oh, Jesus Christ.
My stream crashes in disbelief. Trying to get this back up for you guys. Oh, that's huge. Here we go. Warden 0 XP from this camp. That is a certified disaster.
And that's what you get when you don't ensure you get the Shadow Priest. Like, I don't understand these Night Elves. They're just way too greedy. Having this Wisp a bit earlier, having that Moonwell a bit earlier, it's not as important as the Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest is the king of the early game. And, well, Colorful now in all sorts of trouble.
Oh boy, oh boy. Good, like, silver lining is DK didn't get the XP either. It was a deny, but no steal. But here come the towers. Against Warden, always 2 Acolytes, because one can get sniped, and you have a backup. But now there's even heal. Thanks to the Shadow Priest. The Warden is low. The Moonwells are dry. This is mission impossible for Colorful.
Hunter's Hall only coming now, so it will take forever to also get the Glaives. Glaives can sometimes be your saving grace. But yeah, the Warden, as we all know, just absolutely abysmal on level 1. There's not much he can do at all. Shadow Strike can't find targets even with the DK having no coil to heal. Just the aura is enough, and the Ziggurat will be coming up. And I say again, the Shadow Priest made all the difference. With the Shadow Priest on the other side, this game would look very different. He gets the cancel on the Ziggurat at least. It buys him some time. But I think another building just finished.
Yeah, 1-0, not getting paid by the hour, but per win. And it's clear that this is so far an overwhelming force. Mercenary camp, I think, not cleared entirely, so it's hard to get a Berserker or a second Shadow Priest, so that's a little silver lining as well. And Colorful is stabilizing to a tiny degree, but another Wisp going down. Warden now out on the map, chasing that Shadow Priest, and we leapfrog forward with towers.
In the meantime, of course, there's no tech happening for the Night Elf. We see some good ghoul saves there as well. At long last, Shadow Priest did go down. Really wanted that kill, and did get it in the end. That was hard to achieve. DK at least also low experience. Still not close to level 2 yet. But that narrow tower being up there and the Blight also placed will make things too easy. Ghoul goes down, albeit denied. Colorful is not giving this up yet. He's got a Glaive coming and an AP, and honestly, he might be about to hold this push.
He is, I think. New ghouls coming in, though. The herd once rotated out to not feed the Warden. Piercing damage output by Colorful is good. And he cancels the Narrow again. The second one, that is. And it's still nighttime, so the Moonwells are regenerating, even when being rebuilt. Okay, 1-0. Switch of gears or all in?
Alright, he's going for the tier 2. So, we'll be seeing a later game. The push didn't quite lead to victory instantly, but one Glaive has a tough time dealing with his narrow tower. As you can see, the repair is being used, and that makes cleaning up the main base quite difficult. 1-0 still wants to be as much of a nuisance as he can be, and he's seeing that he's getting far ahead in tech, which is exactly what he wants.
Okay, yeah, that is the main goal of this tower push, not to break the opponent. If that happens, nice, go next. But usually it's just to get that tech advantage, and especially on Twisted, you can then fork out, can either expand or just go for the faster tier 3. Very annoying situation for Colorful, but this looks better than in their Show Cup match. He's coming prepared, he had a solution in mind, and he's alive.
And imagine if he had gotten the experience from the Rock Golem creep. Like, this would have been so much easier.
Yes.
But, you know, sometimes things don't go your way. And that was the case here. How's 1-0 gonna follow up, I wonder? The easiest way would be to just go tier 3, add the Lich, and go for a frenzy timing. We've all seen that plenty of times. But this is a big map as well. Could decide to also go for an expansion if that more tickles his fancy. It's going to be a question to be answered later. Drone Archer goes down, but the more important unit is the Berserker. You definitely don't want to lose that one. And Colorful should be able to save that, as it seems.
There's a new coil in 2. And Moonwell's right next to it. But nighttime is over. And regeneration is not that easy. Good early game pressure by 120. But, okay, we have a round 2 in a while. And Colorful now has to work on Warden levels and has to decide for a skill build. Is it a Warden Harass with Blink Shadow Strike, or will he switch to Fan?
The good thing is he already has an AP up, so that's going to be an available resource if it was to be a Frenzy Ghoul timing. Also something that may discourage 120 from going for that set timing. Warden hunting for her 3rd Ghoul kill. But she knows the DK is here, ready to block, and hero levels are still very low. But of course, we are on Twisted Meadows. Lots of experience and lots of items on Casino Warcraft, which can also be an invitation for a Panda second. Warden can be played in many different ways, also with a second hero.
Right on. You can add a Panda. If you're super fancy, you can add a Tinker. But I don't see that happening, really. Panda, way more likely. I like the Engine of War movement towards the laboratory, so you can creep that in a bit. By the way, we had this match on Twisted Meadows earlier by Happy and Fly, and apparently, according to Orc Wolf on Twitter, the Black Arrow triggered the spell shield, which is something I didn't know was possible.
Wait, didn't he get hexed?
No. I trust Orc Wolf.
I'm not so sure about that.
I remember skeptical boy.
I remember when the DK got caught, and he certainly would have hexed him. So, well, maybe that was the case later, though. I don't know if he was talking about that situation. But yeah, with the orb attack, that would be kind of BS. Wait. Alright, fair enough. I don't believe it, but whatever. We continue with this game. Warden keeps creeping. We have the Shredder. DK also now level 3. Quel'Thalas boots. That's pretty terrible. Gonna be a sell.
But we have a playable game. Warden level 3. Flute alright. But also 120. Not lazy. Keeps on creeping. Might go Dark Ranger 3rd, and then the boots of Quel'Thalas are obviously, you know this best, very good item.
Oh yeah, true. I actually didn't consider that for once, because Dark Ranger is very much a playable hero against Warden. Unlike the other Night Elf heroes normally. Alright, frenzy timing is taking a little while.
Yeah,
not super sharp at 9:30, obviously, with this kind of an early game.
Yeah, if you build a couple of ziggurats and Nerups, etc., that delays everything. But it's just a shifted power spike, because the Night Elves also have to invest more into the early game. But this is a playable situation. Lich is not on the necessary levels, has very good equipment, though. And Warden, very, very hurt. Needs some of the rare moon juice that's available, or a rejuve, because the bears are trickling in.
Bears slowly joining. Much needed healing. There we go. Warden selling some items. She is not super high level. About to get level 4, sure. But ideally you want to be level 5 already, or at least close to it, when this push is occurring. Which is seemingly right now. Without a 3rd hero though. No Dark Ranger. If Colorful reacts well, he can hold here.
I agree. Here we go. The glaive won't do too much, but what about the bears? What about the AP? No Nature's Blessing, down in seconds, but that's just the buffer building. Would have loved to have this on for longer. The statues do a good job in healing. Bear Master Training is not ready yet. Engine of Wind also an investment that you might not need. Coil Nova, Berserker down, Fan of Knives pretty strong. But do we have a heal scroll? We absolutely do.
Right there also was still helping for a little while. I feel like this was a big waste on the AP, honestly. If it had been in a better position, why isn't the AP behind the Ancients of War? Why is the AP so far forward? It just needs to cover the other buildings. Colorful here, I think, making a mistake. with his defensive setup. And the heal scroll is still available.
Okay. And mana is an issue. Dark Ranger third now with Silence against also Wisp Detonate. Never forget about that. And Wisp Detonate could be potentially strong against the undead heroes. Colorful seems like he's preparing for that already. Staff's an archer. Interesting choice because he would have loved to have that on the bear now. But no save and the bear is just dead. Second one about to follow. Colorful feels like he's in dire straits here.
Perfect heal scroll against the Final Knives. Almost no ghouls have gone down so far. The Warden! She just falls, perfectly sniped, didn't have the time to use the item, and it is GG. 1-0, getting the 1-0 victory. It wasn't picture perfect, not everything went according to plan, but it was good enough. And once again, he was able to beat one of his rivals from the motherland.
Master stepped up to the plate and showed us how it's done. That's a nicely executed rush in the early game, didn't overcommit, forced Colorful to build an AP, a glaive. Of course, that means he had to build a Hunter's Hall in the early game too. It's a lot of early game expenses. I think Colorful denying the Rock Golem was just super weird. There wasn't even the Troll Priest threatening the last hit or something like that, which I can understand can cause you to mess up that last hit. So just a bit of panic there, losing a bit of oversight, made the defense more difficult than it needed to be for sure. But just a crisp timing in the end. You know, once again, this frenzy push timing working out really, really well. Just in the nick of time for 120.
Yeah, 1-0 has now won the last 9 maps against Colorful. That is a bit problematic if you ask me. Prior to the match, Remo said if Colorful wins with the Warden on Twisted, he wins the series. I am more hopeful about Concealed. Colorful can go back to his Demon Hunter here, and we've seen super strong performances by Colorful with that hero on this map versus Undead. Same goes for Kaho in his matches versus Happy, for example. So my hopes are on the Demon Hunter and the Flawless Night Elf performance.
Yeah, this can indeed be quite a good map for the Demon Hunter mid-game and late game. If you get that level 3 nice and early, bully the undead, and I think especially importantly, level the Naga fast. This is why I think Colorful will have to pay close attention to his side of the map and don't get those camps stolen away. One of the favorites nowadays for undead to do is to creep the shop of the enemy away, and this is something you don't want to allow by any means. It's going to be a lot about creeping in the early stages. Obviously, even immolation could be a decent idea, because creeping here can be a bit tough for the demon, which is why I said it's a good mid-game and late-game map. As far as early levels, early creeping goes, it's not so easy for the Demon Hunter. This is where immolation could help. But the jump to level 2 and level 3, the timing here will be crucially important on both sides.
And let's not forget, this is a round-robin group stage. Every map matters. We've seen that in Group A. So if Colorful takes a map here of 1-0, I think the chances for 15 Sway and Labyrinth to take a map are not that high. And that would give him an edge for the race between second, third, and fourth. And a little bit of a gift here as the Acolyte dies to the creeps.
Yeah, not the perfect pull. Got ensnared. Not really ideal in terms of the early start, but fair enough. TK gonna send his ghouls to the green camp and really wants to get that circlet. The circlet again in high demand.
Yeah, as so often in multiple matchups. For an Archmage, for a DK, for a Blade Master, Demon Hunter, they all love the circlet, feeling a little princessy on the maps. But that is of course a guaranteed level 2 in no time. Also nice to have the cloak to hide a little bit. But yeah, this is a very conservative and PvE oriented early game from both.
Fast level 2 for the demon. Double rings for him. Not bad at all. Demon Hunter really appreciates being more tanky, also having more damage, having more move speed. Everything is good for the demon basically, except for more mana, which is normally not that valuable. You can see the Death Knight not creeping the very fastest. Gonna get level 2 only now, but now with a lot of ghouls out on the map and also skellies, this is where the Death Knight can creep very fast if he's left alone, and where normally the Night Elf has to be aggressive to slow down the undead's creeping.
Okay, will he be in time? We have Immolation, so even mana would help a little with this skill build. And 1-0, not taking the right-hand side, going through the middle for a base push.
he wants to be really sneaky, he could also try to steal the lab creep away. But that's dangerous. It's fairly likely to get scouted normally. He could end up wasting a lot of time. Oh, he is trying for the lab. Big risk by 1-0. If he gets creep-jacked here, this is a wasted early game.
Nicely pointed out by the observer that a Wisp and an Archer was scouting this. Muddy goes down as well as the High Priest, but what about the big Golem? Mana burn pretty much immediately, Immolation enabled, and this is where ghouls suffer for the time being with this super tanky 2-ring Demon Hunter. Wisps are coming in against the skeletons as well, but so far it's only 1-0 hunting. Colorful trying to find a better position closer to his main base. Archer even saved against the Moonwell. That is a beautiful execution at 1-0. Not getting too much out of this.
Yeah, it's basically a perfect early game for Colorful. We should also be able to get the Rock Golem here in a moment with the camp already weakened. And yeah, 1-0 taking a big risk. Running across the entire map, hoping to go unscouted and take the camp away from the opponent. But it didn't work out. And this puts Colorful instantly in the lead, because 1-0's gamble didn't pay off.
Right on. Skeletons and ghouls constantly threatening, so the Demon Hunter doesn't have the easiest time to kill the Rock Golem and get the big consumable. Wisps everywhere on the map. I like that spread. I also give a thumbs up for both players not forgetting about their tech building Hunter's Hall and Graveyard. So, Remo, we're getting ready for tier 2.
And that should mean a Naga second, certainly for the Night Elf, oftentimes also for the Undead. Ziggurat finishing just in time, and the Demon Hunter isn't quite level 3 yet. If he was, this would be the perfect early game for Colorful. But he needs just a little bit more to get there. Double lowers coming, and Ultra Vision. And now also the second heroes.
Naga second on both sides. Fashionable hero with other heroes like a Demon Hunter being so strong, and of course an easy early for her. 1-0, not taking the risk at the red spot, pulling the Overlord. I know how hard that creep is. Oh, Wisp, Detto. Oh, getting quite a few of these skeletons away. And yeah, this is just way more into Colorful strength than everything we've seen on Twisted.
Demon Hunter's only level 3 point. Did you deny a creep? Seems like you should have a bit more, maybe. But anyways, he got the level 3. That's the most important thing. Would love to go for the Ogre Lord now, but the Undead is here to interrupt. Oh, and that's a nice catch on the Naga. Seems like she's going to be going down. The potion of the other hero. Demon can't get it. Experience at least. Oh, and the item also goes to Colorful. That one was almost stolen. And now the Demon Hunter is a real zoomer. Super fast with those 2 move speed items. 2 archers go down. That's level 3. And the mana burn not quite there in time.
Okay then. Naga, I think, died before the Ogre was gone. Not bad. Still a playable situation for Colorful, but more losses than he anticipated. Naga has to come back, takes 30 seconds. And this is, of course, time for 1-0 to charge up for that doomed tier 3 push.
Of course, the item that was found was also amazing. Movement speed for the Night Elf, super valuable to be able to catch up and keep up with the Undead's Unholy Aura. But the Naga is going to be underleveled. And now we can see 1-0 trying to take away a camp from the Night Elf side. This has become quite important nowadays in the meta. It's all about hero levels, getting ready for that push. But doesn't have much damage here. Opportunity for a Creepjack. Ghoul going to be going down. Oh, would be a huge steal if he gets it. Oh. With a mana burn. Gets it for himself. Colorful again reclaiming the lead, it seems. And might be able to get a kill on the Naga as well. Yup, she's dead. And we don't want to holler too loudly, but this is looking grand for Colorful.
I want to holler real loud because there was a wonderful execution. A way different player than just on Twisted Meadows when nothing was going right. Here, everything in Colorful's position. And now Naga level 2 has the Fork Lightning. Survivability is there, movement speed is there. Just work on bears and some defenses in the main, and then you should be fine for the frenzy push. And 1-0 could think about not pushing that hard, rather creep up a little. Goes to the natural already, and maybe a preparation for a tier 3 expo.
Yeah, I would think pushing isn't really a possibility here. 1-0 has the Lich on the way, but not even Frenzy is queued yet. No Destroyer either. This would be really late. So you can still try to rely on more creeping and more items. But this map doesn't have that many creeps, as the Undead would love to see on other maps. Ideally, when you can't go for a quick execute with a push with Frenzy, you want to creep a ton of the map and get levels 4, 3, 3. That is always big power spikes for the Undead. But on this map, normally there just isn't enough creeps to go around to make that a possibility, unless you get the majority. But Colorful is also getting quite a few creep camps himself.
Yeah, jumping from natural expansion towards the fountain, but the illusion scouted this. 1-0, will you be in position? Not really. Moving towards the lab, gets the consumable, and the red drake falls to Colorful. Ruined bracers. That just increased his chances of winning by a lot percent.
50% of the time, it works all the time. Demon Hunter already level 4, now gonna get her level 3. And there's levels looking pretty abysmal. 4-2-1, 3-2-1 I mean even. That is not where you want to be. Ever since that failed lab creep, this entire game, with the exception of the one creep jack at the red camp, didn't work out too well.
You saw the weakened impact of a coil right there. That's also mana spent, not really burned. That was the goal initially. But mana gone is mana gone no matter what. Orb online, heal potion, amazing. Armor values, fantastic. And the Invo potion is ready on the Naga plus the level 2 Fork Lightning, which I think is an absolute lifesaver against the Frenzy Ghouls. 3 of them zapped immediately is basically 3 more or less guaranteed kills, unless you fight against that immediately with a heal scroll. So this is a very tricky situation for 1-0 now.
Demon Hunter weaving out, trying to drain mana 1 burn at a time. Force some nukes, force some novas. This will be the perfect moment to go for an Ancient of Wind. Yep, exactly. Go to 50 supply first, get the upgrades that are needed, and then try to build the perfect army with Talons later.
Alright. Lich level 2, that should be Frost Armor, and it is Fork Lightning level 2 on the Naga unlocked as well. Colorful needs to buy some time now, and he does with burns, poking. He has the movement speed advantage. Kinda rare to say that in Undead versus Night Elf, but with the Endurance Aura out, DK is tanking a lot. What?
Dead?
What?
GG.
Only 1G, actually.
Oh, look how excited he is.
Oh boy.
What a game.
God damn, the emotions flowing over.
Well played, though. Good game by Colorful. Pretty solid map for the Night Elf, I think. Concealed Hill looking better and better for elves nowadays. And 1-0, I think it really came almost all down to that lab creep. Like we saw earlier by Labyrinth, once you lose momentum, once you give the advantage away, the Night Elf, if he plays it well, can play it out really nicely. 1-0 gambling with that creep, maybe a bit unnecessarily. And Colorful showing they can still do it in the right scenario.
Yeah, that lab creep, man, was just insanely greedy. Like, what the hell? This gets punished so easily if it's scouted. Yeah, didn't work out. Momentum was killed off. 120 did the best he could. You know, it came across and creep jacked, killed the Naga. But, you know, losing a level 1 Naga, it's not the end of the world. Ancient Django, of course, just an insane item. Got the gold from the experience from the Ogre Lord. Yeah, solid game by Colorful.
Solid game. He pretty much destroyed one of the biggest favorite for the title here in TP League. Quberte not excited. It's an okay game. Okay.
Look, if he wins the series, then it's a different matter altogether.
All right, let's see if we can excite Quberte all together. Our deciding map in this best of 3. Big possibility for Colorful to get something done here, and quite an opportunity for 1-0 to lose the first match of his tournament, his last refuge. Remo, these new casters, can you believe it? Where's the passion? Where's the emotion?
Fake it till you make it, Quberte. Fake it till you make it.
Peepo notes.
Colorful bottom left-hand side with the Demon Hunter once again, and 1-0 is not switching anything. Labyrinth might have played a Lich here on this map, but not the Necromancer, sticks with DK.
It is the age-old encounter again. We've seen it before in the most epic ways between Arthas and Illidan. And now again, it's going to be the Death Knight against the Demon Hunter. And I think map 2 was a good showcase for how important levels are. Demon Hunter was off to a really strong start, really dominated that game, while the Naga second for Colorful didn't come into her own for a while. It was mainly 1-0 who was really lacking behind in levels. And I think that 1-0 made a big mistake on map 2. He firstly didn't creep enough, and secondly crept way too greedily at times, or at one point at least. That was, of course, at the lab creep, which was such a dangerous one to go for. 1-0 quickly noted that, yeah, if he slips up, if he makes mistakes, Colorful will be there to punish.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a reality check. Maybe 1-0 got a little too complacent after 9 map wins in a row. That streak is broken now, and Colorful with, of course, the map win here. Quite a solid position for the remainder of the group. I don't think the others have a great chance taking a map against 1-0 if he plays his very best. DK creeping at the Murlocs. Detonate. Hits him. Okay, a little bit of extra experience, and Immolation reigns again.
Wisp maybe with the block trying to look for a kill. Demon Hunter also using quite a bit of mana early, but is successful in draining the DK's mana also, even without the burn. Just with good old-fashioned right clicks and Immolation, this can also work. And a little hidey hole for the Wisp. Oh, always one of the best ones for Night Elf here. On Last Refuge in the north. Oh, Skellies. Detonates.
Oh, the end snares, man. That's quite some kills. Mana burn available now. Denied by 1-0, but this early game in the hands of Colorful. Very well done.
And what is this creep route again by 1-0? Going for the Murlocs first. Like, huh? Why? Why don't you go for the green safe camp immediately? You get the item, you get close to level 2. I guess he's still gonna get level 2 in the end, but it seemed like he gave more away than he needed to.
Well, the fewer units you have, the fewer get affected by poison. Did he get that? No, right?
Nope. Just a little too late.
Oopsie.
But enough for level 2. That's the most important.
Okay. Watcher wards on Colorful side.
So good.
That is amazing. This fork in the road can be scouted. He sees if he goes for the merchant, if he goes for the rat spot, and he sees if he's threatened doing this mercenary camp. Wonderful position for Colorful after 4 minutes in the game.
Colorful's gonna allow this camp and gladly just gonna go creeping himself. He can go for the Berserker here, which is a great addition for him. Maybe even Shadow Priest, although I guess that might be a bit too late. No, never mind. Let's go for the Shadow Priest. I think that's cool. He can heal up now. He doesn't have to go as heavily into archers. He can keep walking with the Ancient of War. Items here also a big deal. Rune Bracers would again be grand. It's Scourge Bone Shines, which I think is a bit overrated in this matchup. But for creeping specifically, I would say it's nice.
Always good for the Demon Hunter if he does damage, and if you have to use less Moon Juice, it's always appreciated. Can be sold later, maybe, but yeah, I agree with you at the moment. Nice addition. Is it as good as Rune Bracers? No. Is it bad? Absolutely not. I wouldn't say no to a Vamp Aura.
And the cool thing is, with the Vamp Aura and the Shadow Priest, he actually healed up super fast from the creep camp. So like I said, for creeping right now, it is tremendous. And thanks to the Sentry Ward, Colorful still knew where the opponent went, is looking for a creep jack at the moment. Will be a bit too late for the big boy, but can certainly drain all the mana.
And forces another coil, immolation, enabled, piercing damage kicking in, more ghouls going down. Man, this is not the same Colorful that I've cast for 2 hours on Sunday. So many things going so well.
He's a pretty good player, Neo, huh? Oh my goodness.
He has a good day, okay? Let's not go too far.
He has a WGL championship under his belt. Don't know if you knew that, Neo.
That is correct.
World champion. World champion.
That was one of the greatest finals.
Bear mirror all day, baby.
Dude, that comeback, you can't say no to a comeback like that from the underdog player in a grand final. Come on.
I don't remember any of that. I just remember Bear Mirror. Thank you, co-pilot, with the resub.
Don't remember a WGL grand final. God damn. Alright, we move towards Dryads, waiting for the tier 3. Needs a little bit of gold. Ring of the Archmagi for 120, which is always an exceptional item. Can't coil because of... Oh! That was a steal, wasn't it?
Not sure if he got it. Looked like he did.
Well, Lich has 0.
Dude, the overlay only shows that the Naga is getting experience. This must be some weird bug, I guess.
Overlays and bugs. Come on, it can't. Will never happen. More ghouls though. And if 120 wanted to go for this ghoul push...
Dude, he's owning him right now.
Yeah, absolutely. There's 6 ghouls left. That's not too much. You have to keep some at home.
This looks like my games against Night Elf. Just
That's
getting
a lie.
burned all day, can't creep anything, sad tears. Colorful's playing amazing here on map 3. This could be a RIP channel points moment.
Absolutely. This could also be a RIP group stage win moment for 120. No mana anymore. Hard to do damage now. Fiend's projectiles very, very slow compared to Naga. Still gets the steal. Not bad. But yeah, this demon is once again an absolute beast, and the trolls keep on trolling.
So many kills for Colorful. This is such a great early game for him. I would love to see him just build up a solid tier 3 army. Don't do the talent stuff this time, but just go for a tier 3 expansion. He's in such a good position, I think he could certainly pull it off.
Oh my God, is that a steal? No, no, no. Oh, okay. Invest the coil, can get the mana back with the Wand of Mana stealing, but the heroes are so low. He's not even tier 3 yet, really. I mean, he's there, but no Orb, no Frenzy, no Destros, nothing of value. Can finally deny a ghoul, but that's not why Remo is wowing. He's wowing because Colorful is in a phenomenal spot.
Yeah, he is absolutely devastating 120 right now. 120 weird creep routes, weird sacrifices, over-aggressive plays. And again, the thing is, if you don't line up all these strengths perfectly for Undead, things can quickly fall apart and you lose the momentum and then you are far behind. And I would certainly say that he is clearly far behind at this point. Colorful is really taking up to his perfect 50 supply army. And then if he wishes, he can easily go for a second base.
Yeah, and to put some importance on this match right here, this might just be a match for the group stage win. And you know what happens when you win the group? You're not paired with Happy in round 1 of the playoffs. And that is always a good thing if you want to have a deep tournament run. So still lots of pressure here just for this one map. And 120 needs to find solutions.
Yeah, in this kind of a game, obviously, a frenzy push would be very suicidal. So 120 has to trust in something else, and I suppose that is the late game with high-level heroes for him. On this map, unlike on Concealed Hill, there's lots of creeps. You can get level 4-3-2 at least, maybe even 4-3-3, and that can be your savior in the late stages, which is why I think Night of Expansion at 50 would be very smart, because then you pull the late game on your side, where perhaps your heroes start falling behind against the tri-hero. But speaking of heroes, they are Colorful also looking good. Demon level 4, Naga about to get 3. Ozero has the option to push, even if it might be quite dangerous.
Talents on the way, need a lot of time. 50 food, 50 food. Naga is not level 3 yet. There is a chance for 120, maybe, but he's out of mana. Can use the Wand of Mana stealing. Needs this last hit for level 3. Gets it. It's not even enough. Needs another one, but the ghouls will definitely help with that as they're all so low. 120 has some gold. He could retreat, get a heal scroll, and then try to push again.
Big level ups here. Not quite. Oh my god, he's so close to it. Look at the Diga and the Lich. Oh, and the Naga. Dude, everyone is so close to a level up. Right around the precipice for all these heroes.
Colorful trying
Holding
to
back. Doesn't want to engage yet. Needs to get the bears in front. They're getting blocked at the moment. Sometimes they move a bit awkwardly. Ooh. Now it's time to go in. Quberte goes down right away. That's the level up on the DK. Oh, but he's in a weird position. I just picked up that juicy health stone.
Yeah, he should use it though, unlike the TP on game 2. Wants to save it for later. The bears, as you said, clunking up a little bit. But also ghouls falling. Neck and neck fight. All of a sudden we have a 10 supply lead. 4-1-0. Is he able to close it out right here? It's nighttime now, so Moon will generate if they're not getting destroyed. But That's the first time. Demon Hunter far forward. Necessary to go for a heal potion. Now a better position, but he needs to be in melee range to be a difference maker. But when is 1-0 running out of steam, Remo?
Normally when the mana's gone, but it's not gone entirely yet. The statues keep healing in the back as they're supposed to. DK low HP, but still with the health stone ready at hand. Also providing a bit more regen over time. Naga in trouble as well. Heal potion needed. This drop has been a lifesaver so far. Naga dodges the coil with a TP. Nicely done. But Calva seems to have a tough time connecting with the damage.
Oh, everything is clubbed
Oh my God.
up there. No, not like this. Oh, the game was amazing up until this push. DK about to die, gets a Fiend kill, able to get out of this weird position. But can he fight back? Dryad's almost one-shot here. Destroyer hurt but not dead. And it's a 20-foot lead for 1-0. Somehow, magically able to fight out of a very stressful position.
It seemed like Colorful just wasn't ready quite in time. That creep jack dude on the high ground, if he had been just 20 seconds faster with this creep, this would have been a way different story. It was hard to find the proper connection. The Demoner also, without an Orb of Venom, he's not really doing much damage at all. He's just taking damage instead.
Yeah. And it wasn't even that much Coil Nova. What's Twitch chat gonna complain about? Well, they find other stuff, I'm sure. Bears, Demon Hunter, oh, trying so hard. Staff out. But this looks like the end for Colorful. He got so close to a massive upset. But now we got statues there, healing up. We got so many fiends for the damage output. And crows, not the necessary numbers.
Yeah, I myself was quite surprised here with how deadly this timing was all of a sudden. I guess you must never underestimate frenzy timing. Did Colorful underestimate this time? Not really. He did go for the talents, but they were too late. The Demon Hunter in the back gets caught with the Coil Nova, and in the end, it is the nuke that seems to be sealing the deal. We have the web now as well against the talents. They're strong in high numbers, but in low numbers, the talents don't do much at all, as we see here. And the statues in the back, they are the kings, consistently healing up everything. I think it's like 4 statues or something. Yeah, it is. What is they're making damn sure he's always got the heal.
Signature move 1-0. Also saving a fiend to the right-hand side. That's the game. Oh, looking a bit relieved here. Not peak performance 1-0. But in the end, he gets the job done and gets the first win of his tournament.
Job's done. Yeah. Kind of a weird game, honestly. It felt like 1-0 was pretty far behind. For the most part, Colorful playing a really nice early game. And then just, I guess, creep speed just wasn't there. It felt like 120 shouldn't have been able to get as much experience before pushing. Like, Colorful didn't even have a level 3 Naga. It's just, yeah, kind of a bit odd. I'm not sure, maybe has to review a better route or something to get level 3 quicker. And yeah, jacked on the high ground, that just sucks as well. That's often a turning point on Last Refuge. You can't really see your opponent. There's like vision issues with the high ground and stuff. It gets messy really fast. And in the end, 1-0 managing to take the series, but Colorful gets a map win at least.